vitality. And why not? It was the beginning of a new century where anything was possible and the people felt they were invincible. Theodore Roosevelt reminded us of liberty once again as he saw this nation's potential in a role of leadership, and by securing economic freedom for everyone by breaking up the big businesses and monopolies that had taken over the country at the time. But he also reminded us of liberty through the simple concept of conservation, setting aside large tracts of land so that people would have a place to come and enjoy the freedom of this country. Roosevelt was very passionate about conservation. He wrote and spoke often on the subject, one of which he said, "I recognize the right of this generation to use and develop the natural resources of this land, but I do not recognize the right to waste them or rob with wasteful use the later generations that come after us." Since the beginning of its foundation, this country has been a country of contradiction, a country that was never expected to make it, a country often referred to as the Great Experiment, a country founded upon religious tolerance, but also a country that would defy the odds nevertheless, to stand up and hold its own with the other nations that had come before it. And all because of men and women who came before us to show us what liberty was all about. People like these 4 presidents up here tonight. And yes, they did come from different backgrounds, from different beliefs, from different geographical locations, and even different periods in history. But they had one thing in common, a love for their country and an understanding of the importance of liberty to this country. Now I'd like to close this talk tonight with one last quote. It is a quote that is a favorite of mine, and a quote that comes from a movie actually, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. And in that movie is a quote on liberty that I'd like to share with you tonight, and it goes like this. "Liberty is too precious a thing to be buried in books. Man should hold it out in front of them every single day of their lives and say, I am free to think and to speak. My ancestors couldn't, but I can, and my children will." Ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed through the decade of a still brand new century, I wonder if we have not started to take liberty for granted once again. And I encourage each and every one of you, stop and ask yourselves, what does liberty mean to me?
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as you are able and join in singing America's national anthem. Military personnel past and present that have been displaying this flag to begin folding it.